welcome back to the loudest music ever and our reveal of our guest. But thank you guys. We are hanging out here on the Don't Make This Weird podcast, hanging out with my other co-host,
We're
Tony.
going to the split screen.
We're going to the split screen. And we also have a guest in studio tonight. Do we want to say hello? He kind of revealed that already. We got Roxann hanging out with us.
Hi, guys.
Welcome back.
Thanks
Welcome
for
back.
having me.
Oh, already got
I
people
don't-
checking in on YouTube.
We'll go to the freeway
Yeah.
screen.
Oh, hey, there we go. I didn't know we
Getting
had the
excited
three-way.
now.
I didn't know that was happening. Well, thank you guys. All right, we've got people already checking in,
2
jumping
seconds
in.
into the show and already making it weird.
Already making it
Well,
weird.
you are weird, so I'm not surprised.
He is creepy weird.
He's an,
Today
different-
he is creepy.
different-
Weird. Trust me, I spent a few hours with him.
he's an
Yeah.
odd little, yes, but I made you gave you chocolate and made you dinner. That's
That
how it
Yes,
does-
works.
and I won't complain. Anytime somebody feeds me, I'm sticking around.
I'm trying to digest this because
Good luck.
you're like creepy weird, but yes, I gave you chocolate and food though, so that makes it okay.
It makes it weird.
Hey, does this taste like chloroform to you?
Yeah. Oh,
No, I
speaking
think
of
that was
chloroform.
coriander.
Speaking of chloroform,
Coriander, that's what it was.
I got something to say about that later, but welcome everybody. We got people already jumping in on YouTube and hopefully on Twitch as well. We thank you guys for joining us on this mad crazy Thursday. I almost said Saturday because my days are like, yeah, we're going together. We're doing just put them all together. That's what's happening. So I'll go ahead and say get the shout outs on YouTube here really quick. You got
do
anything? Yeah, he's working on the link for that.
No, I'm twitching. I'm not.
He's twitching. He's off screen twitching right
no,
now.
legit. Like, watch.
Yeah,
Got
for
some
real.
problems today.
So as you guys are joining us, please go ahead. Feel free to say hello, whatever in the chat. We'll try to read them unless they're too awkward for me. Then I might just skip it. But other than that, I'll try to keep up with chat tonight. I know last week was awesome. We had a lot of people that were hanging out and saying all kinds of things. So Adam says checking in. Shelby's checking in. Adam's checking in and sounding fantastic. Cindy says hey and bish.
Bish.
Bish. I know that word also well. I call a lot of people bishes. So anyway, how has the week been? What's new? What's been going on?
I'm sharing the link.
You're sharing the link. All right. So
Wait a minute.
This is going to be the weirdest show
I'm
ever.
feeling
If I
like
have to
it's
start
gonna
doing
be.
sign language to you, Tony,
Yeah.
then we have a problem.
I think this
That's it. We're gone.
I think this might be an awkward episode.
Just for you.
I
It'll be
made you
okay.
something, headache.
Wonderful. Thanks guys. It's what I've always wanted.
You're gonna put it on the refrigerator, right?
A magnet?
What? Ew, gross.
Oh, right.
What is it with you and the magnetism? I don't understand that.
I can't
Laws
help
of
myself.
attraction.
Right. That's a lot of attraction.
electrifying.
So anyway, more people filing
This
in. This
guy.
is awesome. All right, so
This
you work
motherfucker.
on your link. You just
She's trying to tell you to shut
Technology
up.
hates me, so it never works the way that I want. And
Of
I'm
course it
trying to go
doesn't.
through and be professional and buy time. Me
I don't believe
professional.
that.
it doesn't work that way. It never works that way. So speaking of that,
Yes.
this is what episode are we on now?
He has no
167.
I have no clue. 167, you guys. We are working towards our 200th episode of doing something for that. Hopefully, we'll be able to work something out and have some fun with that. Because that's not until what, summertime?
Well, we
About
have
something like that, yeah.
33 episodes.
Oh yeah, so we got time. We'll get through
Is that
all this
is my
and,
math correct?
and have a good time.
I
have
don't
some
know.
people
I just
over.
remember from the 100th.
I can
so
count-
I remember it was like warm in summertime.
I
Yeah, it
can
was.
count to potatoes. So
We
we're
had
good.
we had a bunch of people.
Look at this jerk.
Someday you'll be able
This
to count
motherfucker.
to carrot. Someday.
Wait, what?
Someday you'll be able to count to carrot.
You're making numbers up. That's not a real number.
Okay,
Brussels
I gotta
sprout.
say something. This motherfucker, he is on one today.
I think so.
I think it's because I showed up on Mountain Dew.
What?
Oh.
Remember?
Oh yeah,
30
that like
Don't give me
neon
candy.
glow in the dark orange shit. We're gonna go 3-way.
Cindy broke it down. We have
What?
33 weeks until our 200th episode, so we
See,
have time
I
to
mathed
plan.
correctly.
We have time to
I
plan.
did it. I counted to potato.
So,
This motherfucker.
Hey, I heard Leon can actually count to Batman. So
I believe this
There's
because
that.
he is Batman. maybe. Okay, so now that you got your link up, I'm going to work on mine. Go ahead and talk amongst yourselves.
So, Roxanne, how
you
about
can-
that summer
Little
camp?
clamping on a moment.
I'm verklempt.
Not many people
I'm
are
not
gonna
here.
remember Poor Heather. She
Yes.
has to put
I'm
up
okay.
with this
Yes.
today.
So
It's
we're gonna
been
go.
a long week.
We're gonna go to my mug for a minute because I can.
No.
Yuck.
What's be this
Gross.
called? To ride this ride.
Nobody wants to see
You're
that.
not that tall.
Hey,
No.
I am scaring the hell out of 5.5 foot.
I'm going
Wow.
to just shut up.
Nice guy, eh?
No, because I'm not really going to shut up.
So yeah, if you guys are just joining us, this is Don't Make This Weird. Because we can.
It's a special treat for everybody.
Yeah, it's a special something. We have our lovely guest, Roxann. Say hi, Roxann.
Hi, Roxanne.
How's the tea, by the way?
It's good, but I didn't know you were going to take 2 different kinds that I brought and mix them together because
You
you're
told me
strange.
to.
No, I just said, could I have the rheubarb kind? And you
Oh.
went, oh, let me put them both in here and be a weirdo. But it's okay. I
I
think
likes
it's
to
covering
do
up
that.
the chloroform, right?
Right.
We don't talk about that on live air.
Son, I won't be home this evening.
Just so you know.
Don't forget to ride.
It'll be okay.
All right. Did they switch this on me? Because I am not seeing where I can
Switch what?
get my link up.
Next, since YouTube photo, you have to go to the actual. Here, let me see it.
Oh, and you put it on me as I'm looking
Yes,
down.
I'm putting it on you.
Look at these backs.
So you have to exit that out for a second,
I have to exit it out.
and then go to share.
Oh,
Cause
who knew?
yeah, YouTube's fucking
Wonderful.
stupid.
All right, I'm gonna do that. Take it off me. Switch it over.
So yeah, we're gonna go back to Heather in a minute once she gets these links shared because we're gonna talk about our weeks
Oh, fun.
because it's been insanity. Because you know, if you live in Michigan, you unanimously hate our government, the Michigan government, not the Capitol Hill, Washington
Right,
D.C.
right.
government. But yeah,
I'm sure
Heather,
it's-
actually, you have an interesting event that occurred
I don't
in your
know.
sleeping patterns.
Yeah. We'll get to that.
Are you going to talk about that tonight?
I'll talk about it.
Because like you
I
told me
share
about this.
Like I share stories with you in confidentiality, and I'm like, yeah, and you're laughing your ass off while I'm talking about this story, and you're
Fucking
just
great.
like, we're talking
know
because
it's
it's
good.
Thursday.
Yes, it's
we're
Thursday.
talking about it on the podcast tonight. So yeah, I get,
will watch what I
I
tell you.
guess, yes.
What?
Yes,
Hey,
be
I'm
careful.
going to watch what I tell you.
don't tell
If you
them.
ever bring something up
No.
that I don't want to talk about, you're going to get the
Yeah,
Don't-
that's what's happening.
Look, all right, pay attention. Okay,
She's just nicer than
I
I am.
don't want you to tell them about the rubber bands and the peanut butter. All right.
Listen,
Whoa,
that was the
whoa,
weirdest
whoa.
thing I've
Whoa.
ever thought of.
And
then
I'm
when I
sharing
thought, okay,
our link right now.
Well, look, I'm
Do
just
I
saying
want
that
to?
was something we said in confidence. So
Well, I didn't know that that was something
Yes.
that was a thing.
No.
no, I'm just
But
saying
now that I'm
you need to
enlightened-
know. Like,
Yeah,
don't,
that's a thing.
don't tell anybody about that
I won't.
at all. All right.
The video's hidden.
What? There's a
Nothing.
video.
There's nothing.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. Cool.
Right. Good. You're
No,
a good guy.
no, I don't like peanut butter and rubber bands.
All right,
almost
I
just
need.
threw my tea up. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna need.
We're gonna
one,
go to the Heather's resting bitch face of this motherfucker.
This motherfucker.
I'm gonna need one person to like Strange Friends Media. We are at 999.
What?
Just one person.
Come on,
Let's bring it to
guys.
1,000.
B, go and like
Yeah.
Strange Friends Media. I
Do
know
it.
you're listening.
B.
Yep. See, Heather even told you B.
This
Please.
motherfucker.
I'm not gonna beg you. I'm not
swear to
gonna do
God.
that.
Yes.
So okay, I almost got the link posted,
Yes.
and we're gonna talk about our weeks like we normally do because you guys care so much about us.
Now, here's the funny part about it, and I always have to laugh about our podcast because we always talk about nonsensical shit because we can, because it's about making it weird. There's going to be some motherfucker listening to this, whether it's tomorrow, whether it's 6 months from now, whether it's 17 years from now, going, what's with the rubber bands and the peanut butter?
Right.
He's gonna go look it up.
Urban Dictionary, you won't regret it at all.
Yikes. Oh yep, there's B. Hey Rox, love you. My
We
brother-
love Roxann.
Wonderful. My brother's joining in at the time where you're being the weirdest.
I'm not being weird. I'm saying.
Look, you know, I
all
love
right,
you guys too because you are fucking.
we're going to
weird.
go to the three-way shot. Now, tell me I'm
He
wrong
just
that
wants
somebody.
to say three-way
Yes, three-way.
over.
It is
and
a-
over.
Hey,
So my brother says sorry, had to refresh. Been sitting here waiting.
yes.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
So welcome,
So,
welcome
yeah.
everybody. thankful you're
y'all
joining.
know exactly what I'm talking about because there's some weird motherfuckers out on the internet Googling this shit as
No.
we were saying it.
No.
That's right.
Never.
That's right.
Keyboard fucking.
I
Oh,
wouldn't
my
want
dad's
anybody
here.
to look at
SJW.
my-
Hey,
W's.
Dad. Welcome. He says, hello, gang.
All right, we're going
Welcome,
back to
Dad.
Heather.
So we're going to talk about the week. We're going to step away from your weirdness.
I
Don't
blame-
make it weird.
I blame Roxann.
So,
I'll take the blame.
do
thank
you do you want to go with your week first, or what?
Oh no, we're getting
Whatcha,
into
whatcha,
you
whatcha?
because I want you to set the tone for the show.
Oh, Lord,
Set
he's
the
so
tone.
condescending.
Isn't he though?
Yes.
All
This
right, I'm gonna
motherfucker.
set this tone. You gotta give me a moment though.
Yeah. Hum your few bars.
No.
Humming.
Speaking of that though, on the way over, I was listening to some blues, and I was not
What?
disappointed.
What?
Yeah.
Who are you listening to?
I was on the radio.
What?
Blues on the radio. Wasn't upset
Saucy.
at all. Yeah. So
That's my
So the
voice
week.
sound.
I don't really have a whole lot to tell you about my week because
Yes, you do.
I did 3 days and 36 hours and 3 days at work because I do love my job.
Good God, man.
You're crazy.
What is wrong
Not
with
really
you?
though.
Are you an elf or something? You love your
Kinda.
job.
I do love my job.
We
represent tiny
the
little-
lollipop
No.
guild.
Dude, stop. I swear to God, I'm going to come across the room.
Tell him. No,
I'm going to show him in a minute.
no, I do love my job because 12 hours is nothing there.
Tell them what you do.
So I do personalization for online orders, people from all over the world, and I get to paint their names on an ornament, which is cool.
AKA
Super cool.
onlyfans.com.
It's
Don't
not
be telling my
not even.
secrets, douche.
So I get a chance to
I know.
do
Wait.
that every season.
Can we see on this shirt, like you're literally covered in glitter?
Oh,
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So she personalizes. Let me go.
I do
The dual
personalization.
She personalizes.
I do.
Okay. Now, is this online orders?
For Bronner's, yes.
Oh,
Bronner's
oh.
ornaments.
See, because you're telling.
Which, hold on a second.
You're-
I'm going
Oh,
to
I
clear
love it.
something up
She
here.
is into it now.
I am
Now
clearing
you gotta
something.
Put the three-way on.
I am clearing something up here. I've had a lot of people asking me if the store is still open, and it is open.
Yes.
But there is huge lines. You're going to have to wait outside. Sorry, but it is what it is right now.
And it's Bronner's.
And it's
Christmas
Bronner's,
time, so
yeah.
A line,
Well,
really?
I was out on my break and I had people walking from the front around to the back because when it's busy,
Yeah.
parking is hard to find.
Yeah.
One lady's like, "Did you know that there is a line all the way around the door and around the side of the building?" And I'm like, "No, because I'm in the back." I didn't say that to her, but I was like, "Yeah." Well,
She's all
first
sitting in the back of the bus and shit.
they're they're staying open, but they do have a line, and they're doing the social distancing, the masking, all that stuff. That's what's happening. So you guys do know they did
Shin
cancel.
diaper.
They canceled Santa other than online, but it is open. You can come in and get your
That's-
personalization done.
Whoa.
However,
hold on.
Canceled
Before you go to the, you
the
canceled.
Santa in the store,
Right. So you can't sit on Santa's lap online?
no, but
Oh,
you can
wait
go
a
to,
minute. That's the other website we were just talking about.
That's where the
You're
peanut butter
horrible.
came from.
You're horrible.
That's fucked up, though. Like, okay, I know, like me, I was traumatized by Santa. Okay?
yeah, I wasn't a big fan myself.
But some of these kids legit, like, that makes their end of the year, and they get to sit on Santa's lap.
They get to go tell Santa what they want for Christmas.
Right. How the fuck
I get
you gonna
this.
do that online?
I understand this,
all
but
just
guess
a lie
what?
anyway,
Guess
so.
what?
Go
Don't
ahead.
worry, guys. Hometown Handmade in Emily City will have Santa.
Yay!
So there's that. Santa will be there. I will check the dates. I will post it on there, and so that's happening. But the store is open.
Right.
We don't have as many people working because of everything, or just not coming back with as many people coming back to work or whatever.
Right.
So I do have the option. It's not like they're like, we're mandating you 12 hours. You must stay here, slave. This isn't what's happening. I have chose
Puts
to
the
work
lotion
12
on its
hours.
skin.
Right. It puts the glitter on the bulb.
Whoa, hey, simmer down.
So I have chose this because where I work in the back, I'm not around a lot of people. I'm able to just do my thing, put my headphones in, listen to whatever I want to, and just free coffee and hot chocolate all day.
You're like in no man's land there.
I love it.
Yeah,
It's the
great.
best.
You're not around people, you know, fucking bitchy Karen from the
I mean,
the break room.
I did work out on the floor last weekend. They did have the partitioners in front and all that stuff, whatever. So it wasn't as bad. I wasn't as nervous about it because, you know, whatever, regardless of what you believe, they're still spiking of whatever around us, people that we know. So I was kind of nervous at first, but when I got out there, it kind of all just fell away, and I just started doing what I wanted. Painting it how I
that
thought it
attitude.
looked.
what I want.
Started painting it like I thought it should look, and didn't have any complaints. So
You're just jealous,
still working.
Napoleon. I've been on
Well, it's
line all day
different.
chatting with chicks.
it's
Come
different.
at me, bro.
It's different because in the back, I have to stick to a specific
Right.
way that they have it because it's catalog ones.
Sure.
So out there on the floor, I can be like, "Ooh, this is fancy. Look at this." And they're like, "I love it." So
And
that's the
even if you
best.
screwed it up, you could say that's exactly
That
what
is
I was going for."
how.
So, have
Yeah.
you had any Karens while you were on the floor?
No, actually, I haven't. Everybody's been super pleasant, and very
Wow.
nice, and just excited.
What about like Brenda's or Becky's
Or
or
Tony's.
No.
Shut up, Karen.
No, I deal with a Tony not every day because I
What? Wow.
swipe ignore. Sorry, I'm busy.
Shots fired.
Just kidding. But yeah, so it's
I can feel the love in my
it's been a good week. The other day though, like Wednesday I think it was, my manager come in and she's holding like this big box that says 1-800-Flowers on it.
What?
She's like, "This is for you," and like you could see like little like blush or whatever on her face when she handed it over to me, and it was from Adam, but there was nothing on it saying any message or anything
okay.
because they weren't offering it apparently. I
Right.
don't know why, but so I was teasing him when I got them. First off, it came 1-800-Flowers. If you've never gotten them
Yeah.
from there, they come in a box and you assemble your own bouquet, which is
Nice.
okay, not a problem, no big deal.
Guys,
Not
take
like-
notes.
So,
I'm not liking that.
she's not liking it. I was there's a pull
I
tab.
made you dinner.
There's a
But
pull
you didn't
tab.
give me flowers.
I gave you candy.
Kids, I'm trying to tell a story.
She
Oh.
started
Go to your
it.
corners.
Fine.
So there's a pull tab up and a down, and I break it when I'm doing this.
Yeah.
So I have to get my scissors in just right to clip this off and work. My person behind me is like, "What are you doing over there?" It's like,
Brain surgery.
assembling my own, okay thing.
But-
So anyway, unwrap all that stuff, get it all together. I'm taking the vase into the bathroom to fill that up, and everybody's just looking at me like, "What in the hell is wrong with this person?"
Do you
Because
still
there's
look on my
there's
face while you're
you're
describing
you're
what
doing
you
the
have to
same.
do?
She's
Yes.
like, "What in the
That's
hell?"
not a gift. That's work.
I enjoyed them because he gave me sunflowers, and
Okay, well, that's nice.
they're pretty.
The thought is great, but I'm not creative,
Yeah.
so I'd be annoyed.
yeah, I made it through it.
Yeah.
Look at her.
Yeah.
She's a
Well,
trooper.
you look great after that traumatic experience.
It was traumatic, but
Yeah,
it
I
was
love her
so
hat.
beauty is
Pain.
painful.
Beauty is pain.
So, but I
I mean, you
set
want
him
to see
up.
pain? Look at this.
Yeah, that's a lot of pain.
That's very painful.
That's years of pain, guys.
Yes.
Ouch.
Years of something.
But
Rubber
so-
bands and peanut butter. Sorry.
So that's the highlight. The highlight of my week really was that, and everybody's like, "Is it your birthday or your anniversary?" I'm like, "No, it's just he sent them because I'm working hard." So
Because I'm.
See, that's awesome. See, guys, pay attention to that shit.
Yeah.
And this is from another guy who's still fucking clueless when it comes to the opposite sex. Pay attention, guys. Seriously, this dude worships the ground she walks on, and for
Yes, he
fucking
does.
absolute reason, he
He's a good
should.
dude.
oh, thank you.
Because Heather, this lovely, radiant beauty, yes, so
Mm.
precious,
She is, though, for real.
is one of the hardest working motherfuckers I know.
Well, thank you.
Straight up. No
Thank you,
bullshit.
Samuel L.
This motherfucker.
Look, he's on my Alexa.
No, I
just
appreciate
tell him
that.
To say,
I
tell me
love
a
it.
Story. Listen, bitch.
But
Go
no,
to sleep.
seriously, as long as we've
Thank
known
you.
each other, what, for 7 years, 6 years, something like that? I don't know.
7 in July, I think
Right.
it will be. Yeah.
You are one of the hardest working people I know because you're like, I'm going to the moon, and you do.
Oh.
You accept no, like, okay, well, you can't go this way. All right, fuck it, we're going this way, and you still end up at your destination.
Don't make me cry, weirdo.
I'm just saying that's what
Good
you
at it
do.
today.
No, legit.
No, I appreciate that very much. I've been talking about it, and like the close people that I get to talk to, I'm like, hey, I am doing 12 hours, and it's not because I'm like, hey, I'm doing 12 hours. What are you doing? It's, hey, I'm doing.
Trying to answer your message.
I'm doing
Right.
12 hours because I can't answer, and I feel like that's hard for me to not be able to message back. But
Right.
I just have 3 hours of home time after I drive, and then sleeping. So there's about 3 hours a day that I get right now. And it's like, I don't have a lot of time. So I say that to people so they know, hey, this is why I'm not answering you.
Right.
Not that, hey, I'm doing this.
Is that why she's only showering every other day?
I showered today.
The shower thing you speak of.
What is that?
Showering? She's barely getting a chance to eat.
Well, she's
True.
still covered
Oh,
in
I mean
craft herpes, so.
Yeah. So
But it looks good with the hat. That's all that matters.
Adam just called me One Track, my dad's nickname for me.
No
We've talked
shit.
about this on past episodes, my One Track. We're not going to talk about the LB, though, because
That's not okay.
no, it's not cool. Jeff is joining in, says, Heather, by any chance, do you have a red stapler off? I do not have a red stapler. Some bastard stole it.
Yeah, well, you better go get that stapler.
Where's my stapler?
Give me a stapler.
So, yeah,
That'll
it's...
burn the building down.
It's been a cool week though. Regardless of only doing, being at work mostly, I've had a really great week, so I can't complain. Getting as much as I can in because when January comes, I'm done with Bronner season and starting to move on to other stuff.
But you were also at the store today, too.
I was down at Hometown Handmade, which is one of our sponsors.
Yes.
So I'm
Do
excited.
we need to
about
pay
that.
the bills for this one right now? We got to
maybe.
give a shout out to our sponsor.
Let's give us. Well, I'll give a quick shout out to them. Hometown Handmade at 130 East Bank. No.
No.
Oh,
Oh, what is wrong with you?
it's 150, but that's wrong.
Right.
Sorry, they switched. We moved so quickly.
What is it like?
So
30,
it's
33 and a third?
130
Yeah, 130.
East 3rd Street.
Yes.
East 3rd Street, next to Jalisco's Deli, which is a really good
Great place
Mexican
to eat.
restaurant. Down from the happy little quilt shop, Kitty's Corner, all these really cool places in Emily City. There's even a store across the street that carries Halloween items all year round.
Yeah.
A little bit of everything is what it's called. But our sponsor, though,
Yes.
is Hometown Handmade, and I'm excited to be a part of this.
Yeah.
They have got 16 or 19
Holy shit.
artisans. I think
Wow.
16 last I checked. 16 or 17 artisans that are all people that make things within the Tri-Cities,
That's insane.
which is really cool. And it's like a handmade Hallmark store.
No
That's
one,
really
no
cool.
wonder you're
It's
freaking.
it's very cute. It's a cute place. And Mary, it's not
But
booths
it's very
though.
unique.
It is because it's not everybody's not in a booth. It's all throughout the store like
So it's not a
regular
craft
retail.
show.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that is available. There's all kinds of Christmas decor, cards, all kinds of presents there that you can get. And like
Right.
I said, it's all hometown. Or it's handmade stuff. Hometown
Right.
handmade. So she did a thing tonight where they did a live, and we're showing if she's gonna go by vendor and put numbers up as a sale thing because a lot of people are kind of having a hard time with getting out and doing the store thing right now, going
Right.
in, whatever. So she's going to do that and try to sell that way as well to keep it going because she doesn't want to shut the store down.
Right.
So there's that. And curbside is available if that is something that you wish to do. There's all kinds of great goodies for Christmas shopping. I did some of mine there. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't.
Nice.
I didn't make anything because I put it right back into the store. But I'm thankful. I'm very thankful though because it's a really cool place,
Right.
and I hope that everybody gets a chance to go and check it out. There's just
Well,
it's
and you're supporting
a different
local.
magical kind of yeah.
You're supporting local, and that's kind of the
Yeah.
the theme that we've done here is support local. Whether it's a band, whether it's a coffee shop, whether it's a boutique store, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Support local. I mean, if you don't mind, I'm going to give a shout out to the Harvest here in Caro. Love our girls that make my tea. Holy cow! And they've been making this gluten-free wrap. That is it's a BLT wrap, and God, this stuff's amazing. Like, if you want an incredible gluten-free wrap, go there. It's awesome.
What did you put in that tea?
I told you it's too yucky ones. They were good until you mixed
Thank you
them.
to the Harvest ladies who make excellent tea. However, poop on you, Tony. You make horrible tea.
Wow.
Lemon,
Just kidding.
ginger, and
Wow.
rhubarb.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's lemon, ginger, and rhubarb.
Okay.
It's
back
amazing
to the water.
shit. Whatever.
Okay, but anyhow,
So,
that's
no.
thank you. A shout out to them. We
Yes.
thank them. And like I said earlier, if you guys get a chance, go over and like their page because you can keep up with everything that's going on
Yeah.
within the store and to be able to, if you see some of the stuff that you like in the store and you want to purchase it,
Yep.
they can make that happen. Pick up, and I think they might do some delivery too. I'm not sure. They're working on something with that as well.
Well, and that's
So-
what I was going to say about the Harvest. Is they unfortunately, due to the pandemic again, there is no dining in, but they do have curbside and they do have pickup. They don't do delivery, so You guys can order stuff, call up there and be like, hey, I want this, this, and this. And you can either go pick it up or they can bring it out to your car. And they are incredibly cool people. They make the most delicious food, in my opinion. And it's, pretty freaking decently priced, especially for, a mom and pop place that is more of a higher end coffee shop.
Yeah.
Because they have incredible stuff. Like, they can literally make you a specific type of coffee way better than Starbucks, way better than Big B.
No, shut your whore mouth.
I'm
Big B is my thing.
No, legit. Like, if you go there, seriously, throw me under the bus and be like, Tony sent me, y'all can get on the, and then, like, if you ain't going to be a fucking Karen, they'll hook you up. But if you're going to be a Karen, go fuck yourself.
I'm going to be a Big B Karen. I don't care.
But no,
Don't
legit.
care.
Go to the Harvest here in Caro. It's incredible. Tell them Tony sent you. Like, legit, these girls are amazing. The shit that they do with food, tea, coffee.
There's
Hell,
baked goods,
they have
too.
beer, wine,
Yeah.
whole nine
Is
yards.
this where we went and got coffee that one
Yes.
day?
Yes. You had
That's
did you have like a
amazing.
chocolate covered cherry something or other?
I did not have any food there, but I will
No,
tell
no,
you-
no.
oh.
The drink. I think it was like
no,
a
I had like an
Yeah.
espresso cappuccino thing, but
Good stuff. It was
one
good.
of the most amazing coffees I'd ever had. It was
See?
They
delicious.
for being a home, little mom and pop store. They have one in Frankenmuth and here in
They're
Caro.
very welcoming as well.
They're very welcoming
Yes.
and they do incredible because I do the sugar free
Yeah.
when I get a chance to. So I'm very thankful that they have those options available. They made me a sugar free hot cocoa.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah. It's
So-
incredible.
So there is that too. And we're not sponsored by them, but we
No.
do like to be able to help out and support local, especially in these times.
Yeah.
A lot of like the restaurants and things are closed down. So you
Yeah.
check out them though and make sure that you're following because a lot
Yes.
of them are doing curbside pickup. So if you are still wanting to go and get a meal from these places and can support them,
Yeah.
do so. I mean, there's a lot of places I've seen that have closed down. There's restaurants here in town that have closed down. If you can and support, it's the best thing you can do if you're
Support,
looking. If you're
yes.
able to. A lot of people aren't able to do that right now, but we're gonna all make it through. We'll make it through it.
So yeah, support local. I mean, seriously, it's an incredible place to eat, get your coffee, get your tea, whatever. They even have kombucha, and that shit tastes like moldy asshole. I hate that stuff.
Some people love it.
You'd know. Sorry.
Shut up, God! Really bringing it back up?
Gross.
We gotta
But yeah,
bring this
so-
back to normal.
being with all that said though, the week was a good week, and back to you, Tony. Let's talk about your week.
It's hot outside.
I'll talk
Open the
about.
fucking
Don't
window.
worry. I'll get to what I secretly told you about that I'm going to share with everybody.
Yes, that's amazing. So yeah. Anyways, my week. Holy shit! Where do I start? So yeah. A week went by. I did things, and here I am.
I feel like there should be like crickets or something
Right.
happening. He's
No.
like,
Chirp,
my
chirp,
life is
chirp.
always busy. I did nothing this week.
He's
I
literally
can say-
living the same day over. and
I can
over.
safely,
Groundhogs.
Groundhog Day, yeah. No, it's crazy because I read you and Roxann because I was subjecting Roxann to my insanity. I started writing another book because I'm an insane person, and I don't have
Who's not?
enough time to do all of the other things that I'm doing with pre-production for shows and
Right.
doing all of that stuff. And here's the best part about it.
Sorry.
I'm writing the first 3.5 pages of this book, and it took me about 20 minutes because I'm like, while I'm watching the movie Limitless. And if y'all ever seen the movie Limitless,
Is that
it's
with
incredible.
Chris?
Bradley Cooper.
Oh, nope. I haven't seen it.
Oh, you're
I was
fired.
thinking of a different one with the one that plays Cap, Chris Evans.
Oh yeah.
That's a different one. But anyway,
Okay.
sorry. Carry on.
Flame on! No.
Correct.
I'm just raising my eyebrows at Bradley Cooper, so I haven't seen it. But
Oh.
So, anyways, no, I didn't realize I had wrote 3.5 pages until my hands started cramping
Yeah.
because I wasn't actively. I'm literally looking at my studio monitor, watching the movie, and I'm just typing away, not even like straight on focused on the screen. So, I'm telling Roxann this as I'm reading like the first 3.5 pages. She's like, "Wait, what? Hold on. You were watching a movie while you were writing this?" And I said,
well,
yeah.
tell them why, because I write too.
"Go ahead."
So, well, I write too, and I have a couple of different styles that I prefer, but I cannot watch TV and write. I don't. I mean, I guess I can listen to music in the background, but it has to be something that I don't really care about.
Right.
That you're not going to start singing to.
Right. And I'm a music freak. That's what I do. I love it. So when he's telling me that he's literally writing a book while he's watching a movie, I'm thinking, this is going to be stupid as shit when he starts reading it.
It's not going to make any sense.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be
he read it,
yeah.
and I'm like, wow, I need a minute to absorb this.
Right, absolutely.
And I never am speechless, but it was amazing. So I'm very
Aw.
impressed.
I like it. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you guys.
I get what you're saying about the whole writing. I cannot concentrate on
Yeah,
too
I
many
need to
things
pour
going on.
Yes.
I can't do it. I'm like
My
you in that
focus is-
aspect.
yeah,
If
definitely.
I'm working on jewelry or whatever, I can put on something in the background that I can pay attention but not watch.
Right.
I gotta focus.
Just mindless things, but when it's something that's that creative, that deep,
Mhm.
or you're trying to express your opinion, thought, or idea to
Right.
somebody else, then I wouldn't be able to focus. And here's this motherfucker saying that he's
Watching a movie and writing a book
and
at the
he's
same
telling me
time.
about the movie, and I'm thinking,
Yeah.
who cares what the fucking movie you're
Tell
writing
me
a
about
book?
what you're writing. Yeah,
Yeah, that was interesting. It reminds me of when I free write. So for people who don't do those sort of things, I'll just, I just let it flow, and I don't censor. I don't go back and rewrite things. I don't change it. But that's kind of what he does, and he's writing a book. I mean,
Right.
that's just a different style.
And that's the thing is, it's just throw the caveat in, and this is not me tooting my own horn. I didn't do any edits. I literally just typed, and there it was.
And it's amazing.
That's what they say though. A lot of times is to just start doing it, and then go back and worry about grammar and all that stuff. I have a hard time with that. I like
can't do
to
that.
make sure that it's flowing properly.
Right.
But I am gonna try the same. Try that too. We've done writing with music and every You don't even want to see those pages because it's like all over. But I
It's
get
very
I get it.
schizophrenic.
But I applaud you at being able to do something like that because I need to be focused. I cannot.
Okay, so to go back real quick, and I got the split screen on now. To go back really quick, that's also from when you called me out and you were filming me or videoing while I was on the treadmill playing
Oh.
guitar.
I was like, what time did I call you out on film?
You totally
Yeah.
caught me literally with my guitar in hand, and I'm on the treadmill, and I'm not even paying attention to what I'm doing. I'm just playing guitar, and she's like, "This
On the
motherfucker
treadmill?
on the treadmill."
On the treadmill playing guitar. Just going off on playing and
Yes.
walking.
This is getting fucking weird.
See, like,
As I sit here.
for me, that's a no-go.
But that's the thing.
It's-
That's how my brain's hardwired. I mean, to quote from that movie, most days if I'm not constructively moving forward, I feel like I'm gonna fucking explode. And I need happy distractions so I can focus because my brain's just like and I'm
All
going,
over.
motherfucker.
That's for sure the way it goes. Trust me, I've seen
Sounds
it
like a
lots of
sprinkler.
way. Yeah, that's a good one.
Right.
He is so animated today.
Very.
But that's my
I know.
point.
I haven't seen
is you
him
work with it.
since last Thursday, and I'm just like, what changed?
I
How-
apologized as soon
what
as you
happened?
walked in
You
the
did.
door, didn't I?
You did.
Before we
You
got
totally
on here,
did.
I said it, Heather. I'm
It's
really
my
sorry.
fault. I'm sorry.
I blame Roxann.
Tony, you are not giving your potential readers your all. If you can't give your readers your all, why should we give you the time of day?
Who said that?
Jeff.
El Jefe.
And if
El Jefe.
he is a avid, don't make this weird
Yes.
watcher.
We love
Watcha.
Jeff.
No,
We
I
love
think
Jeff.
it's great that he called your ass out.
There you go.
Okay, so I'm having reservation when I say this.
Okay.
But should I read it so they can hear kind of what I did, or is it too premature yet? Because it's not even remotely close to being done.
That's totally up to you. For me, I would be like,
Well,
we're
I
not
mean,
ready.
I read it to you guys to go, okay, is this bullshit, or I mean, is this like
It's not
legit?
bullshit. I
It's not
just think
bullshit.
that It's needs a little more so that they will
Yeah.
Right.
have some more.
A little bit
substance.
more
I think that the
substance,
way
yeah.
that we know you may not be the way your audience knows you. So
True.
Well, and that's the thing is,
Good point.
that's my retort to Jeff's statement because, you know,
Oh, we reading it to Jeff now. Yeah, Jeff, you're gonna get it.
it's because my brain is constantly split.
Right.
I have to have something that I'm not focused on, that I'm putting creative stuff into, because the thing that I am focused on it is where all the creativeness is coming from. Oh, wait, I said that backwards. I have to take the creativeness from something that I'm not focused on.
Yeah.
So the thing that I am focused on is where it's flowing to.
Okay, so let's open this up to
Yeah.
the people that are listening right now that are on with us live. Go ahead and put in the comments how you like to write. What is your process? What is it that you do? If you are a writer or artist or whatever it is that you guys are dabbling in, go ahead and put it on the comments either on YouTube or on Twitch, and we'll discuss a little bit about that as we continue to have a conversation about what's been going on.
Right. Well, and that's the thing is where a lot of my creative stuff, because I mean, you know, and if Jeremy jumps on, I'm sure he can attest to this. But you had made mention about writing music together.
Yep.
You know, you come into the studio countless times and you're like, is that somebody's? I'm taking it.
Freaking steal it.
And here I am. You're like, did you just write that? I'm like, well, you've been here in the studio for a couple of minutes,
Yeah.
and I just picked up my guitar. And you're like, I like that. I'm stealing it.
But when the move, like, okay, here is a cool thing though.
Yes.
We have that workmanship or friendship, whatever you want to call it,
Camaraderie.
to where I'm able to come in and be like, hell yeah, I'm feeling that. Like,
Right.
you're right on with what it is.
You're vibing.
And
with
then,
it.
then instantly it's like, give me a pen and paper because I got words for
Right.
this. And that's a really cool thing to be able to do. Like, before meeting you and stuff, like, I would never have just done something like that. I was really
Right.
shy and very timid about stuff. Surprise.
No.
Yeah.
Heather timid. Ha!
Super. Like, I wouldn't even sing. I didn't want
Motherfucker.
anything to do with like people knowing that I sang or wrote or any of that stuff. I just kind of kept to myself. And
Right.
Can be
That
very
was that.
personal experience.
Yeah. So now it's just like, okay, yeah, I'm feeling it. Let's do this. You know, so different with their
Right.
style of whether it's writing books or music or whatever. And I like to hear how people process differently.
Well, and you were also talking about the process of Leon when we started the whole Cockworks thing.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, so I'm watching this,
Mhm.
and most of it doesn't make sense because I'm not seeing how the gears are turning, but you can
Right.
physically see, my brain's just going, brrrr, and Leon's in the studio pacing
Pacing.
back and forth.
Yeah.
And he's like, yes, that's great that you got 3 minutes of that idea, but I want 2 seconds of that. Take
Yeah.
these, handful of notes and do something with that.
Mm-hmm.
And you were like, that shit was fucking inspiring
Mm-hmm.
to watch both of you. Like, he's fucking Rain Man, and you're Forrest Gump going, that's a really nice part.
Right.
And then to watch the whole catharsis
Mm-hmm.
happen, and then to hear the stuff that we come up with, and you're like, can I do something with that?
Yeah.
Because that's amazing to watch. And I'm not, like I said, I'm trying to be humble by this, but I get excited when we do these projects because they are that cool.
They are that cool, but I'm tired of people being so afraid to not sit necessarily toot their own horn, but be proud of yourself, damn it.
Right.
People, be proud of yourself. If you're doing something that is cool,
Yes.
stop trying to be like, oh, I don't want to be a dick about this, and be like, hey. Okay, so we were joking about the band thing.
Right.
Did you know I'm in a band? I
Dude,
would
I'm
like
the lead singer of a
I would
band.
I would like a large coffee and light ice for my iced coffee, and I'm in a band.
Yeah, that was
We
great.
were having that conversation, But here's the thing, though. I'm thinking that people are afraid to be proud of themselves
Right.
because they're afraid to come off like they're arrogant or whatnot. I want to hear about your projects. I care
Yeah.
about that. Like, I'm interested. The more
There's a
people that are,
difference
yeah, they're-
between being egotistical, arrogant, or building yourself up and having the level of confidence to promote the positive things that you're doing in life.
Yep.
And what you're doing is you're opening a door to empower other people to go ahead and understand that just what you said. It's okay to do that. Create, whatever it is.
Yeah.
If you're in a band or whatever you're doing.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
it doesn't matter. So I think that when people preface things, say, I don't want to be or I don't want to act. You know what? They
Yeah.
don't because they don't want to be perceived that way.
Right.
But I think they worry too much. Fuck what other people think.
right,
Say
exactly.
what you want.
Right.
Do what you're gonna do. And
I
enjoy.
bring this up because I spent a lot of my life doing that, being afraid to be proud of the things that I could do. And it's not like, again, When I talk about doing the work stuff, it's not me being like, oh, I'm doing this. It's me going, hey, I can do that. Like, I get to do this. We've
Yes.
talked about that before, too.
Yes.
Saying I
get
get to do this because,
That's
all right,
huge.
we've spoke about it. You've been on Survivor Girl before.
Absolutely.
And we've talked about how being a survivor and getting a second chance at different things is so incredible. And that's kind of where it comes from when I'm like inspired to get stuff done because I'm like, I got a chance. I get to do this.
Yes.
And I want to see more people be proud of themselves about the things that they're working on instead of worrying about people criticizing or being jerks to them about what they're doing because there's going to be somebody that gets it.
Right.
There's always going to be somebody who criticizes you as well.
Exactly.
So I think when you listen to that rhetoric and you absorb it and you feed into that kind of bullshit,
Mhm.
then you're just letting people bring you down. I think that being able to open an opportunity or have an opportunity to be empowered and I am all about it. When I met you, I was telling this to Tony earlier
Mhm.
that I could feel this vibe from you that you are a different type of woman. You will encourage other women. You're not going to tear them down. You're not in a competition with them.
Right.
It's not like that. So when I hear her say that she's doing this or she's doing that,
Yeah.
I would never need to hear Heather say, I'm not being a dick about it. You know,
Right.
because guess what? She's not. You're
Right.
not. You're sincere and you're genuine.
I mean,
Now,
she
somebody
is-
like me, I might be like, listen, I'm not being a dick. Well, I'm really being a dick. So,
God.
What are you talking about? How there's the big dick swinging in the locker room all the time? I just, yeah, you know,
what did I
it's
tell you about that
weird.
earlier?
What?
Weird.
I'm a grower, not a shower. So
I appreciate you saying that, Roxanne, though, because honestly,
It's very sincere.
I try to be down to earth about stuff because I don't want to be in a competition. I spent a lot of my life worrying about what other people thought about me when I walked into the room, what were they judging me about, and everything like that. And I never wanted to be that
Where do you
person.
think that comes from? The fact that you worried about what other people thought about you. Where do you think that comes from? Because I don't worry about what people think. And I think that my story, and you know it because I've been on Survivor Girl, and I'm not shy about sharing my story ever.
Right.
I think that that's what makes me the complete opposite. It makes me realize that I don't care.
Right.
I only have so much time. I only have so many opportunities, and I'm going to run with it. And I don't care if you don't like it, and I don't care if you don't like it, because guess what? I like it.
Right.
And maybe what I'm doing is going to help somebody else. So I guess I don't relate, but I'm trying to understand.
Right.
When you say that, where does that come from, you know?
I don't know because it wasn't like when I was growing up that I didn't get the opportunity to be able to learn these things and to share things with people and worry about it. I think maybe the shyness of, how when I was growing up, I was super shy about a lot of things. And then as I started getting older, the weight gain and stuff, I started to hide behind that as well. And I think that's where
Well,
a
that can be
lot.
really challenging.
I think that was a lot of it because I've talked about it before. When I was in 8th grade, I was already 208 pounds. So for me, it was hiding behind that and then always not feeling good enough because of it. And I think that's why I was always like afraid to blossom, to sing, to do these things in front of people because I was already afraid that they were judging me for what I looked like on the outside. So
can
now I'm
understand.
just like, you know what? I only have a certain amount of time to live. We all do. This is where we're at, and I don't want to waste it.
yeah,
That second chance, mentality has changed a lot for me in my life.
And I think that you only need to be in competition with yourself.
Who you were
Absolutely.
yesterday.
Once you are aware of that, there's a sense of peace that comes over that, a sense of focus that you just cannot gain when you're pouring your energy into being the opposite mindset. I think that makes a huge difference. But I can relate and understand now why you're saying that.
Yeah.
That makes more sense to me. Even though my experience is the complete opposite, I think that's what caused me to have a lot of self-confidence, a lot of this no bullshit attitude about other people. I think that that's where mine comes from, is from my story, the experiences I have. So it's really different for me to hear somebody say that they care so much. And it's not that I don't care what people think.
Right.
I do to an extent, but not so much that I won't do what needs to be done or what I truly want or what I am passionate about or I won't put a filter on. That's not happening.
See, and I take that when I meet people that have that way, that they think, they don't care about what other people I don't feel like intimidated by it,
Sure.
but it's different to me because I don't understand it.
Right.
So I get where you're coming with by asking that, because to me, I'm just like,
Yeah,
I
try
don't
to
know
put
how
myself
to,
in other people's
you know.
shoes, and when I don't understand something, I'm definitely going to ask.
And that's something that I feel that a lot of people don't do either. They don't ask questions like
You're
that.
absolutely right.
A lot
They
of people don't have the capability sometimes to have those kind of
I think
conversations.
that there's a lot to be said about the fact that most people do not want to be. This is a huge thing for me. I work on it, but it's been hard, but I'm getting better at it. And I think that vulnerability, they don't want to seem maybe not as intelligent, or they don't want to ask for help. And that's a big one for me. I'm Miss Independent. But I think that vulnerability is looked at as a weakness, and it's absolutely the opposite.
Yeah.
It is the most courageous and brave thing that somebody can do, to be vulnerable. So if I don't understand something and I say to you, Heather, I don't understand, and maybe this is why or what have you, it's not because I'm less intelligent than you. I just have not had the same experience.
Right.
I think that just says huge. I think people don't want to show who they really are. They're not comfortable necessarily with themselves, or they're not self aware.
Yeah, a lot of times people are not very comfortable in their skin, and that does lead up to not being able, or not, I don't want to say able, that's not the word I want, but not wanting to be able to push themselves forward. Sometimes there was a big thing about living in as a victim on these things, instead of continuing to do that all the time, to move past that and to be, we learn a lot from those things that happen. And
Absolutely.
I don't remember, I'm sorry, but I don't remember what episode it was, but you've been on a couple times,
Yeah,
haven't
I
you?
was on in the very beginning when you started, and then I was just on again in August of
Yes,
this year
okay,
before I got
thank you.
physically unwell for a few months.
Yeah.
And then we did the Survivor Circle. You talk about the this victim mentality.
Yes.
I think people do that, and I love that you brought that up. I know that we get off subject, but just to quickly say that that can be a really easy place to stay,
I can.
because it can be comfortable. And if you want to be a survivor or a warrior or whatever it is you describe yourself after some sort of a trauma, which I think this all leads up to why I'm kind of here.
Yeah.
I think that that to be able to have the courage or mindset that the victim is who maybe you were when some sort of trauma happened to you,
Mm-hmm.
you're not that same person in that moment, because that moment has passed.
Yes.
It's gone.
Yeah.
One foot in the past, one foot in the future. Who are you now?
Right.
Those sort of things. And they're really difficult to accept, absorb, and to put in a practical daily life way of living. It is not an easy thing to do. People are going through things that they don't ever speak about.
Oh yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. There's people that we pass on a day-to-day basis that we
Absolutely.
have no idea what it is that, there was a really powerful picture that I seen, and then I feel like part of this was one of our friends that had
Okay.
a photo shoot taken, and you could see like what it looks
I
like.
think I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
wasn't it like under physically what it looks like, even though you're not seeing it on the outside?
Correct.
And I've seen other ones with women that are completely not exposed or anything. You can't see anything on their bodies, but you see all these words, and they have no clothes on, and they're
Right.
written all over them of things that
They don't say.
they don't say. And it's not just women; it's men too. I don't see a lot of that kind of stuff, but people don't talk about it. Like, I'm not trying to get into a whole episode of Survivor Girl or anything.
No, but it certainly correlates to
Yeah.
what's being talk up here.
the topic that we're on right now. So let's go ahead, if you don't mind, and get into a little bit about why you're
Sure.
here and what's been going on. I know we've had you on Don't Make This Weird. You've been on Survivor Girl. If you guys get a chance, those episodes are archived on Survivor Girl podcast on YouTube. You can still check them out. Warning, they are very, very powerful and a lot of stuff that people are not comfortable with hearing, but that's
I'm
why we
pretty
do
raw and direct about my story. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't go into specifics or details about my personal experience, but I
Right.
certainly have absolutely no problem discussing the truth
Yeah.
in a raw and honest way. It's just, it has to be done.
And
If I
it
don't,
helps.
yeah, it definitely helps.
But-
It's made me who I am.
But it's also when you discuss these things, it's not only helping other people to relate and to feel like they're not alone, but it also is helping you to heal as well.
Cathartic.
So
It
if you
really
guys
is.
do get a chance, please go ahead and check those episodes out. You'll see, I've got it posted that Roxann Polka is on those episodes. So
Roxann Polka. Did you hear
Polka.
her?
Sorry.
No, just kidding. I'm
That's my
teasing
wording.
you.
I need more water.
I'm
But so
teasing
yeah,
you.
let's get into though a little bit about why you're here tonight and you're hanging out with us. I know she's getting ready to take a drink too.
No, that's all right.
Shenanigans.
Well, quite a while back, and when I've been on a variety of you guys' shows, and I've always enjoyed myself. We've had some really good banter back and forth about silly subjects and local things, but also very serious topics. And we all got into a discussion one day, and I think I was sort of joking, like, "Why don't you give me my own show?" You know?
Yeah.
Well, here it comes. So,
Legit.
right, and I had mentioned I was physically unwell for the last 5 or 6 months, and very unwell.
Yeah.
But I think that so what I'm doing here is that Tony and I started chatting not too long ago.
Yeah.
When I said, "Hey, look, I've got my focus back. I have some time. This is a passion. I really believe in that. I'm able to reach other people
Yeah.
by being myself and sharing my life experiences and listening to them. So something that was near and dear to my heart. I've been through many things just like everyone else. I've tried to think of a topic or this and that. I think I finally just blurted out, recovery.
Yeah.
And that's a big word. That's a big word in my life, but it's a big word for other people. I think a lot of the times people think of recovery as only from some sort of an addiction, maybe alcohol or drugs. I think of it as a much broader aspect. You could be recovering, so let's say from a toxic relationship,
Behaviors.
a traumatic childhood. Of course, drugs and alcohol. I've struggled with every single thing I just said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is not one thing that is not an experience that I've had. So for me, recovery became huge when I was getting clean. And it was a few years ago, I had a very serious problem. I had an addiction. I had my life had become very unmanageable, and I was aware, but I didn't want to deal with it.
Right.
So when I finally sought help for myself, and the word recovery kept coming up, and I thought to myself, I've recovered from a lot of things, a lot of things. A shitty attitude because of this, or childhood sexual abuse, toxic relationship with a parent, so many things. So why was I so surprised? Why was it such a big idea to me that I'd need to recover from an addiction of some sort?
Right.
Why was this such a new concept? It wasn't. It was the fact that I never put that word or the definition of that word over all of the experiences that I had had. I already had experience. I just wasn't doing it in that area.
Yeah.
I've never done it perfectly. Okay. I'm not here to be any role model for anybody. Okay. Let me tell you what. I have relapsed over many things, not just drugs, alcohol, food, shopping, trauma. When I go back and say, "Oh, I'm a victim," those sort of things.
Yeah.
I thought after I did Survivor Circle,
Yeah.
that moved me. It changed my thought process when I realized that I was able to tell my story so calmly and directly that's really healing. When I watched other people telling their story and they struggled, I could appreciate it, but they weren't fully recovered yet.
Right.
But they may not even know that. So it just hit me. Yes, in the midst of getting clean and things of that nature. If you're like a new Christian, you want everybody to do this and every. Come on, the magic wears off. Okay, let's be realistic.
Yeah.
The magic wears off, and people are like, "Will this person just shut up?" You know. But
Yeah.
I've been feeling really strongly that I can help. I'm sorry. Feeling
All right,
very
good.
strongly that I could be helpful for one, because when I ask a question or I listen to someone else's story, I do listen to try to relate and put myself in their position, just like I just asked you. And I don't think that happens a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not in therapy, and that's not for everyone.
Right.
And that doesn't happen
Right.
maybe in the ways that it should. So it can be really tricky to find a way to recover from a variety of things. Like I said, I don't care if you're addicted to porn or video games. If you're not finding a way to recover from that and have a manageable life,
Right.
how are you living? You're
Yeah.
out of control. You are out of control. And I just absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I kind of stepped back after I brought the subject up and thought, wow, why did I open my mouth? I don't want to do that.
Right.
What if I go back to this or that?
Yeah.
Then I have to answer. That's normal.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Initially, when we sat down and started discussing this, I posed a few different questions to you, and I went, "Okay, Roxann, how do you want to go about this in the approach and the delivery of it?" And it was funny because there was a lot of distractions and stuff going on at the conversation.
There's
and I
lots
said,
of people involved
right.
that we're not specifically talking about that.
Right.
Many conversations everywhere.
Right. And I said to you, I said, okay, so what if you're known for this specific subject matter around the world? Like you are the world's expert, or your leading expert, or whatever you want to call it, on this specific subject. And you went, wait a minute. And then that's where the deeper conversation went into
Right.
of recovery, of, it's not just drugs and alcohol. It's not
about
just
sobriety.
Right.
There's a difference.
Right.
It's about recovery.
Right, because when I went to, it was funny. I went to an AA meeting just to see what it was like,
Of course.
and it was great.
Very
because-
entertaining, I'm sure.
oh God, it was hilarious. So there was this older gentleman there, and
Free coffee and cookies.
yeah, they're not that great,
No.
but because I wanted to see what it was like, and there was this older gentleman there who had like pins and all kinds of other stuff,
Sure.
and like he had this, what was it, like 30-year-old pin or something like that. I said, so how does that work? And he holds up this pin, and it's like a 30-year pin or some crap like that. And he said, one day at a time. Recovery, one day at a time. And that always stuck with me because it's not just going to AA. It's not
Right.
going to, NA. It's not going to all of these other, 2-letter
12-step program.
Right.
Traditional, what we seek out. I think that you're going to hear a lot of cliches.
Of course.
And when you are in any type of situation, like I said, whether that's from recovery from an abusive relationship, or maybe you're just an asshole. I don't know. There's a lot of things, but you have to understand that not one thing works for everyone.
Right.
It's not a
You may-
one size fits
That's
all.
right.
Sorry, I
And
didn't mean to cut you off there, but
I'm glad that you do that. I love collaboration. I think that also when you hear those cliches,
Yeah.
you take in what you need and you just discard the rest.
right.
People focus too much on everything that's involved. Get over it.
Right.
Don't be so serious. If you want to be serious about something, don't be worrying about what this is or that is.
Right.
Because what if I didn't take that pin seriously because I'm not an alcoholic?
Right.
But he does.
Right.
Good.
Well, and that's the
That's
thing.
a step he needs, then great. But we're going to,
Yeah.
whoever comes on the show, or
Right.
me, Tony, Heather, whoever, whatever, we're going to talk about some really very deep and
Yeah.
serious things that most people don't want to discuss. We might make people feel really
Well, and that was
But
one
once
of,
you're uncomfortable, you're growing.
that was one of the things that you said. You're like, wow, nobody's ever asked me that before. Let alone, holy shit, this is bigger than I thought.
I didn't realize what I had opened
Right.
myself up to when I had thrown the idea out there. Because in my mind at the time, like I said, I was getting clean, I was doing things, and I thought to myself, this is a very specific topic to me in my life at that time. And then when you started to pose these additional questions, and I had a minute to ponder on it, I thought, wow, this isn't like a little niche.
No.
This is a subject that is huge and that we don't hear a lot about because there's a lot of shame that goes on with it.
Of course. A lot of judgment.
Absolutely.
A lot of preconceived notions of
Sure.
who people think or what people think what a victim is supposed to be, what a person who's actually recovering is supposed to look like.
And what recovery really is.
Right.
I could tell you that I have a very dear friend, but she's a teenager, and it took her a long time to recover from bulimia and anorexia and self-harm. That was huge for me, and that's what clicked on my brain that day when you mentioned, when you posed the question. I thought, boom, she's been clean, in her mind clean, but she has not self-harmed in 22 days. That's huge for somebody like that.
Oh, yeah.
But she would only talk about it with certain people because other folks thought she was doing these things for attention. They didn't understand, and that's fine. Let them think what they want. But she needed an outlet to know that the word that she was looking for, or the idea and the concept that she needed of what she was working through, was recovery. She's recovering from some specific experience, behavior, trauma, whatever it is.
Right.
And she can go on, and she will go on, and she'll be a better person and a different person.
Right.
And she'll be able to help other people if she uses it correctly because of the experience she went through, even if it was a negative one.
Well, and I think the absurdity gets to the point where you're doing that whole mental, emotional masturbation of self-help books and this, that, and the other thing, or you're recovering from recovery.
Well, people can take it really ridiculously.
Or it's just the simple fact of true recovery is attempting to be the best version of who you are today.
That's wonderful right there. I mean, I could be recovering from being in a cult as a child, and that would take, and these are serious things. A lot of people don't realize that what we don't heal, what we don't talk about, what we don't deal with just becomes generational problems as we move on. So let me go ahead and pass that down to my children.
The sins of the father and the mother are revisited to the next generation, and it's fucked up because you're like, I don't remember signing up for anxiety.
Yeah,
Where
let
the
me
hell
make
did this
a new
come
friend. Let me get in a new relationship and dump all my baggage.
Right.
Like, and people call it baggage, but literally, let me unpack it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I haven't dealt with it.
Right.
And I'll just stuff it down, or I won't even recognize it. I
Right.
think self-awareness is huge.
Yeah.
I think that if you can start there, if you can even begin to have a conversation about yourself and the negative things that you need to hold yourself accountable for.
Right.
Because look, I'm not perfect. I've made a lot of mistakes.
Right.
But from those mistakes, once I owned up to them, because that's not always easy, and held myself accountable, the bullshit starts to go away.
Of course it does. Everything gets turned way down.
Well, you can start to see things much clearer,
Yeah.
and life becomes, there's a peace that comes over you.
Absolutely.
When you realize that you're not responsible. I'm not responsible for what happened to me when I was 8.
Right.
I'm not responsible for a variety of things that have happened in my life.
Right.
What I am responsible for, what I will not ever ignore in someone else, is that regardless of your experience, no matter what happened, what you're doing now and how you're dealing with things,
Right.
and the way that you treat people, but the way that you treat yourself and take care of yourself is a huge reflection on whether or not you take responsibility for your own healing, your own recovery.
Absolutely.
I don't care what you're recovering from. It's just a big topic. And I think it's going to be something that we can have fun with at times, but I mean, because
Absolutely.
there's going to be times where we have to make light of things
Right.
to make people more comfortable. But I think, as time goes on, it'll develop to where those people who have come on the show or have listened will be able to pass on things that maybe they weren't so self-aware of.
Yeah.
If we can do this little bit or that little bit,
Yeah.
the banter that we have back and forth is as great as it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's our fun, but to do something that you're passionate about and for people to listen to you talk
Yeah.
about something that's so serious,
Absolutely.
that's huge. And I have to say this because a lot of times women are put in positions where they are focused on for whatever reasons. I don't care if it's you probably find a lot of women will come on Survivor Girl, but you may have a man or two, right?
Yep.
I think it's important that it's not just me, a female, talking. There needs to be Tony. There needs to be a guy there to say, hey, guess what? It's okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And welcome that into the conversation in the circle because they are brothers, fathers,
Mhm.
husbands. They hold a place in society that we all look at. So they need just as much healing, care, recovery, whatever the word is,
Right.
as everybody else. And they need to know that it's okay.
Right.
A lot of times they're not given that opportunity because it's just it's a misguided way of saying, oh, well, you should, do this or do that, but you're a big dude, so don't have any feelings about it.
Right.
It's just
It's that hyper masculinely bullshit of
Sad.
walk it off.
bullshit, what you just said.
It's
It's the
sad.
bullshit.
It's sad because, they become, we'll say victims too, but they are also able to continue to be survivors, warriors, whatever, also. And I don't think that it's talked about enough. Men do
not.
not talk about these
There's
kind of
more
things.
shame
Yeah.
for them, I believe. Than our women. I think that might be because we're viewed in a way that maybe we are a softer, weaker creature, which I don't agree with.
Right.
If you know me at all, you know that I am far from soft or weak.
Right.
But I just think that is, the societal
Yeah.
views or
Yeah.
norms. And I think that if we're going to change or make
Yeah.
any sort of difference in this, we have to start with men.
We
we
were
we have to.
We were talking about that when you finished dinner, and I was showing you my piss poor version of remodeling my bathroom.
Right, I remember.
And you're spitting this stuff up, and I'm going, I have no fucking clue what
you
that is.
what the specific. Yeah, because I will tell you this. I want to hear
Yes.
about somebody's home remodel
Yeah.
about as much as I want to hear somebody talk about a car on speed vision.
That's what it was.
Fuck that. I will politely listen to you for about 10 seconds.
You're right.
And then I posed a question to you because I just assumed because you're a guy that you knew the answer. I said, what is that, wainscoting on the wall? And he went, what?
What the fuck is that?
What the fuck is that? And I looked at him and went, wow, dude. I
Crickets.
said, okay, well, my bad. I've lived through a lot of remodel.
I'm
Yeah.
not
That's
a
the only
guy's
reason why
guy,
I
though.
know. I'm not a guy's guy. Hello.
But no.
But I've
the-
lived through a lot of remodels and I've seen things. So
Right.
I
Yeah.
knew that it was a type of almost paneling
Yeah.
on the wall.
I got nothing with that. That's the thing.
He
is,
looked really dumbfounded.
I did.
Yeah.
I'm
I
a
said, all right,
moron.
we're done. I'm not going to listen to your ass no more. You don't know what it
seriously.
is. We out of here.
I am so naive and just duh when it comes to the fact of can you tell me what that paneling is? Can you tell me what that etching is for the I don't fucking know.
Right.
I just go, okay, is
But
it look
you were
good?
excited to talk about the backsplash. So
What?
that's what you were trying to get to. And I cut you off and was like, what is that?
Yeah.
Wainscoting?
Well, and that's the thing is I'm not a home interior decorator. But I look at stuff and goes, yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
That's because I'm like, hey, glass here, put it together, it looks cool.
You kind of don't start with that talk because I will be
Yeah.
sign languaging
gonna
you
go.
from across the room. Just like your friend upstairs when I was doing
That's
it,
the-
she was almost peeing her pants.
That's the thing, though, is that's not. I mean, I look at some of the stuff that Heather does, right? My brain
She's amazing.
does not function
she
that
can
way.
create things that I just
Right.
I can't get there. If you said to me, I'm not a super creative person, in my opinion, okay? If you said to me, I'm gonna paint that wall red and this, crimson red or whatever,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, good for you.
Right.
I have no idea what that is going to look like, nor do I give a shit.
Right.
Paint the
Right.
damn wall, and then I'll understand what it looks
Then I'll
like.
I'll
I'm a very
appreciate-
literal person.
Right.
I don't create.
Right.
I'm black and white. I'm all or nothing.
Of course.
So when I see somebody who can do the things like Heather can do,
Right.
I'm really inspired because if
Exactly.
I could make a pom pom rug and I taught it to her,
She
I was
teach
all
me.
excited
I'm
that she came
so-
to see it. Are you still working on
Still
that?
working.
2 years later, I'm
2
teasing
years
you.
later. You're
That
not
thing
even wrong.
sucks. I would never make another one in my life.
You're not
You
wrong.
can't pay my ass enough to make one of them damn things.
I don't like
What
it's
a
not.
trip.
That's one of those things that I could put something on in the background and just do the thing and do the thing and do the clip it, do it.
I did it because whoever wanted it, I loved.
Right, right.
And
That's-
besides that,
why
I
we
wasn't
start
going
these
to
things.
do it. But that's what I mean. I'm not that person.
Right.
So I can appreciate that in others. So
Well, it's fun because when people hear about some of the stuff that I make, they're like,
What?
oh, your jewelry is too cool.
she puts circuit boards and eyeglass lenses in what now? And that sounds like junk. That's what someone told somebody else.
This
They're like,
motherfucker.
it sounds
Now,
like
my
junk.
mind is going, what is she talking about?
Oh, she does some cool shit. But that's
the
what
fuck are you talking about?
I'm not creative in that way.
Neither am I.
I'm creative in different ways, and it's so
That's
funny
fun, though.
because she'll show me stuff. Like we did the whole farmers market circuit thing this summer, and
Yes.
Heather's like, "What do you think of this?" I'm like, "That's fucking brilliant. How did you do that?" My brain, it doesn't
Like
function
I
that
need
way.
instruction.
Yes,
Right. That's why I told you
Like,
I don't like
paint
to
by
cook.
number.
I like to bake because it's a science.
God.
There's an instruction sheet. I
Mhm.
know how to do it.
right.
But if you said here, just go. No,
Yeah,
I don't care.
And I mean, you, had
You
steak-
create it and I'll
Yeah.
buy it. Okay.
I made steak and
I love
taters,
that.
and she was like, "Holy shit,
It
this
was
is
so
incredible."
good.
But
Very
that's the
good.
fun part about it too. Like the baking, I understand. You have your measurements. There's everything.
Right. I'm just a
There you go.
regimen person. I'm different. I
I'm
don't have
not.
those Polish. I was brought up by my all-time hero, and I'm sure you've heard me say it before, but my father was the most influential person in my life, and not just my life, a few others. And he was a very humble man.
Yeah.
But he was a Polish Catholic jarhead that served in Nam.
Hoorah!
So, are you surprised it's all or nothing? Are you surprised
No.
that I can't tell what lavender is going to be on the wall? We lived a very literal and very
Yeah.
orderly life
Yeah.
most of the time. I shouldn't say orderly because we had a lot going on, but
There was
in
a
my
methodology to it.
for him, yes. And because of the way I felt about him, of course, I think that those things were instilled in me, and I'm really, really glad that they were. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
I have to say that an example of your writing, My Sweet Sammy, the other day, I really, really enjoyed reading that. I thought, man, she is really good at writing, and that was the first thing I actually read before.
That just, I don't know where that came from. And, of course, I'm getting teared up here, but I
right.
love the
I
Way to
dog.
go,
so
Heather.
much.
I know, right?
Jerk.
But that's okay. You made me cry earlier, but I appreciate that somebody said something about it, and not that people don't, but I just started. I was laying in bed. I was all by myself. I was kind of feeling depressed and down, and I noticed that whenever I don't feel well, I cannot escape this little English bulldog.
I love her.
Sammy.
I love her.
My dad purchased her before. My dad's been gone since Veterans Day of 2016.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Totally fitting.
Very,
Yeah. Yeah.
obviously, I'm not healed from that, right? But this little dog, she, for me, she is not only a constant reminder of him, but she's a constant reminder that there's so much more going on than what I give credit for.
Yeah.
So I just happen to look over and she's, staring at me, and I'm thinking she wants some damn candy, and I don't have any candy. That's why her name on social media is My Sweet Sammy.
Yeah.
It's because we used to do Snapchat her and I,
Yeah.
for my oldest son, Jordan, or his friends.
Yeah.
And they just thought the dog was cute. Now, she is like a small version of she is an English bulldog, but she's the runt. So she's about 35 pounds.
Good
One of them
God.
things. Yeah. So she's my little meatball, right? I don't think anybody loves this dog the way that I love this dog.
God, I love her too.
I do too. But nobody loved this dog the way that my father loved this
Right.
dog.
Right.
If you know anything about that breed, you know that they are not a inexpensive purchase.
Or to keep up with vet wise either.
My dad was a very humble man. He did not have a lot of money like that, and what he did have, he would never have wasted. So
Yeah.
when he found out I was going to get this particular animal because she's the symbol of the Marine Corps, and I was very proud of him.
Right.
And because I think they're so ugly, they're cute.
Right.
And he found out the cost of the animal. He said, "Are you out of your minds?" You know, absolutely. And I said, "Absolutely." And he bought her and gave her to me as a gift for my birthday.
Wow.
And it was amazing, you know. And I started to get this friendship with this little dog. Well, and you know, the post was completely organic. This was just a strut right here, right now.
Yeah.
And as soon as I started to write, I realized that I had so much more to say that wasn't just about this little dog. It's about what she represents.
Of course.
Her personality is huge. I mean,
She's not wrong.
huge. She commands
She's not wrong.
attention.
That's awesome.
She's been there for a lot of things for our family, not just for me.
Yeah.
But the post that you're referring to, I even put it on public because I didn't care who shared it. I felt that strongly about it. And when I got done writing it, you know, I had tears rolling down my face, and I'm proud of that. That's fine with me. I'm not a crier, but when it gets to you, you know.
Yeah.
I read it and I thought, damn, Roxann, you just let all your feelings out, and it came out pretty decent, and it was very sincere.
Yeah.
And so when you brought that up, you know, it brought tears to my eyes because I'm not healed from a lot of the things
Of course.
that this little animal
Mm-hmm.
is there for, and it's great. I mean, not that you're not
crazy.
healed, but
It's crazy how they know though.
she absolutely knew. She knew that I was not okay, and she was staring right at me. I'm like, can I get rid of this fucking dog? Like, she's following me to the bathroom. I got no candy, bitch. Leave me alone. You know, and when I get some, do I got to go to 7-Eleven just for you? It's midnight. You know?
Yeah.
Where's that for me? Because I'm gonna lie and say it's for the dog. That's a shit my dad would do. That's why. So I'm describe in there that there's only a few people that I see her close to.
Yeah.
And it, you know, my dad was one. My best friend Kenzie, or Ma Kenzie,
Yeah.
you know, she's 3. And shout out to her mom and dad, Chris and Stacy. But you know, it's just the things that I saw, and I was like, wow. The realization after I wrote it was like, I didn't realize she was such a huge part of my life.
Yeah. They
Huge.
become such a big part. And now how old is she?
She's 6.
She's 6.
So that's part of the reason why I also got a little bit choked up, because they only live about 6 to 9 years, and she's getting there.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
the
like
hard
the
part.
last physical thing I have of my father.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah.
get that. I totally understand that part. Because
Thank you for bringing that
the
up.
little
That means
I read
so
that.
much to me.
I that was one of the things in the 3 hours that I got that I actually got a chance to read.
Yeah, that
And
means a lot to me.
I was like, wow. Like that really did get me too. It touched me too, because I'm like, wow, I just loved
It's
how
just
you
raw.
shared, like you said, organically, you shared that, and it touched my heart too, and I went, wow.
Thank you.
There's such more of a
It's nice
bigger
to know.
meaning of what my sweet Sammy is
Right.
to you. And I feel that as someone that had a 17-year-old cat, and I
Now
get
you-
that.
Yeah.
And now I have Bitsy, who I inherited from my boyfriend that had passed away. So I totally get that too. So they become they're healers.
Absolutely.
It's strange, but they really are. They help to heal your heart. They help to heal.
Writing that post. I know that it's not writing, but writing that post and being that sincere and honest about something that just flowed out of me. It was not scripted. I didn't know it was even going to happen. Was really, really helpful to me in that moment.
Yeah.
And I thought that's why I put it on public. I wanted whoever wanted to share it or what have you. And I didn't even put it on her page.
Yeah, you just shared it on yours.
I should go do that, put her back on the Instagram and the Facebook. But I was so moved by how I felt in the moment.
Yeah.
And, immediately people started hearting it and liking it and what have you. And then I appreciated that. But I thought to myself, see, there's just something I would have not normally even shared. But because I did, look at, she got it. And I didn't even know she read it. After a few people, I didn't go check and see who liked it or who didn't. It's kind of in the background. And then for Heather to bring that up right now, while we're talking about who are we going to touch with these shows, that's karma, baby. Or that's something. I don't know if it's karma, but
It's interesting though, like you bring that up and the feel of not healing on this thing. There's something else that kind of happened today. I went over to the store in Emily City, and I went out to the store to go grab these tags. And when I was coming back in, there was a lady. She stopped and she was looking at the window and stuff because the display's up. And I was like, "Oh, we're open. It's all handmade stuff." And she's like, "Oh, I've got so much stuff from my mom. My mom owned this store, but she passed away." And so she's like, "I've been holding on to this stuff. I can't get rid of it. I can't. And I said, I understand. So we started having a conversation. And
That's
then,
amazing right
we were talking, and she's like, "You feel that too?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah." And she's like, "Well, I do this and this." And I was like, I get that. Like, I knew. And I never met her before. And we're out on the street just talking.
Connected.
We connected, and I told her, I do those memory lenses. I said, if you have some or something that you'd like me to make, I could do that for you. She's like, really? That would be awesome, because I hold on to the stuff. I can't get rid of
She
it.
doesn't know what to do with it.
She doesn't know what to do. And I know a lot of people have felt that and have been there before. So, it was interesting because that meeting. And I had my Bronner's coat on, and she says, "Bronner's?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I work there." She's like, "What are you doing way down here if you're working there?" And I explained to her, that's my main job, my season job. And she's like, "My parents always went. They went like 3-4 times that time of the year, this time of year." And she's like, "They loved going. That was just like their highlight." She's like, "It's so crazy I met you. Like
Brought
this."
some memories back to her that maybe in the moment she was holding on to a lot of grief.
Yeah.
How do you not at times? If she's holding on to items and possessions from somebody that she loved that she doesn't even know what to do with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you gave her this opportunity to be like, "Oh, look at, I have this great memory.
Right.
And I don't even know this girl. I just met her, and look at all the things we talked about in a moment."
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I'll share this, but I'm a little reluctant. But I talked to Tony earlier, and I said, I'm a big empath, and I'm very aware of it. And I only share with one or two people that there's times where I feel something so deeply from somebody else, whatever their experience is or whatever maybe they're going through, that just recently, such a weird thing to say, but we're on Don't Make This Weird.
There you go.
Let me make this fucking weird.
Yeah.
So talking to this person, I was, like I said, recently unwell. So I was literally laying in bed being physically taken care of by somebody else, a very good friend. She was listening earlier. And I could see the distress in this, not her, but in another person's life and situation. And I had just met this person. And very weird connection. I literally just looked at him and said, "What if I told you that I can feel what you're feeling? Your anxiety, your fear, your anger, all of these things. And I could help if you would let me just tell you what I think, feel, and ask some questions." And he looked at me like I was the weirdest motherfucker ever.
This motherfucker.
And he said, "Now I'm intrigued, So he was open-minded to it.
Right.
It was an amazing experience for me. And I believe for him as well. And by the end, I'm sure he wasn't healed. I'm not not a doctor. Look, I'm not some faith healer, and I'm not psychic. I can't tell you that I know what trauma was your problem, and I fixed
Right.
you.
Tell Miss Cleo what he did.
But show me on the doll. No, I'm sorry, but for real, I felt like this person and I mean, he was very serious.
Yeah.
You know, and I just asked him really uncomfortable questions, and I even told him, "You're not going to like this. I don't like it. And I don't know if it's a curse, if it's a gift, but I don't like it. I can appreciate it for what it is,
Right.
but it makes me uncomfortable. So uncomfortable.
Because you don't know how people are going to react.
But what was going on with him, I could feel it so intensely.
Yeah.
I literally didn't even want to sit by him, you know, because it felt like it was erupting. And if somebody didn't offer to listen at the very least,
Yeah.
this motherfucker was going to lose it. I mean, and I could see it. And when we were done, you know, it was like we had known each other for a very long time or something. And it was not weird after that. I certainly think that it made him self-aware.
Yeah.
So even if the minimal amount that comes out of it is that he thinks for himself from now on and in the future that these are things that possibly have triggered some of the things that he's dealing with. You know, I saw some very serious issues. You know, we just talked about addiction, not healing from trauma from childhood. These are things that he's dealing with, you know, and it was really, really weird.
Yeah.
But it was cool that he was open to it.
Yeah.
And I was relieved because it took everything I had physically and emotionally out of me. And I said to my friend, to her, I said, you know, like, I'm glad that's over. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm so unwell physically right now. And I'm much better. So this was a few weeks ago that I literally couldn't even sit next to him because I'm already not well.
Yeah.
And then he's got all of this going on and I can just feel it. You know, it's not yuck because there's something wrong. It's the heaviness of it.
Yeah.
He needed to be relieved. If somebody wouldn't talk to him, ask him. I don't know if anybody ever has.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, maybe nobody's ever noticed it before.
That's possible.
But I just thought, well, he obviously feels it enough if he would be receptive to it. You know, it was a good experience.
Right.
It was weird. Weird as fuck.
Speaking of weird, before we end the show,
This motherfucker.
This motherfucker.
this motherfucker.
Don't look, Jessica.
That's it. We got her.
Don't look, Jessica. Yeah. So sorry.
I wasn't trying to take a drink. I'm glad that wasn't on.
So one of the fun things of while I get to work, I get to listen to whatever, like I mentioned before, and
Yeah.
I have been diving into listening to a podcast called My Favorite Murder, which is actually pretty excellent.
What is it with you and the murder porn? I
Okay,
don't understand that.
so I've been going back and
Sounds like
forth
the
between
music I
that Louise Hay, which is a very weird mix with all that, and then I was listening to audiobooks. Well, I came across some of the Fear Street from R.L. Stein back in the day. Only now he's rewriting now, so I started listening to some of those audiobooks. Okay, and apparently I got home last night, was hungry, made some non-stir fry. No, not stir fry. Fried rice without rice because I can't eat the rice.
Fly lies.
And that apparently was a bad combination between listening to audiobooks and eating that before bed because I had a freaking horrendous nightmare. Jumanji kind of style.
Really?
Oh, see, this is good. You got to tell it.
So,
Please do. I'm intrigued.
so this
Go
nightmare,
on.
this is a nightmare first and foremost, and also
This
just
cannot
because
happen.
I listen to these kind of podcasts and different things, I can't even like hurt a fly. I shoot a fly out at 60 miles an hour, probably killed it, but normally I wouldn't though. But anyhow, so this nightmare is, like I said, Jumanji style, trying to live in these horrendous, horrible elements, plus what we're dealing with right now, with a whole bunch of people that I have no idea who are in Adam.
She had a lot on her mind.
Totally.
And then, so there's like geothermal stuff happening, lightning storms, dust, stampedes,
I'd be out.
you know, Mad Max stuff happening, whatever, and trying to survive this stuff. So we make it through this, and then we make it through this, and then there's the storm, and I'm trying to hide out. Me and Adam are running. He falls off a cliff, doesn't make it.
Bye, Adam.
And I'm like, well,
See you,
this is horrible.
motherfucker. No.
I'm like, this is horrible to live through. I should just do the same. And then I was like, wait a minute, I can't. I love you, but bye, I gotta go. I'm like, save myself.
Survivalism.
Like, save myself. So
Right.
I take off, I'm running, I'm going. And then I'm hiding in this closet, trying to figure out what my next step is, going, okay, well, it's just me now. And I have no idea who these crazy purge people are, Jumanji purge.
Ooh,
And so I'm in this closet, and
you're scaring me. You better walk me to my car when I leave.
I hear somebody coming into this room. And for whatever reason, I fall out of the closet, but they don't hear me. And I'm underneath the bed, and you kind of like look and you see the feet.
Ugh,
There's like this pantsuit thing happening. This person bends down and looks under, and it's our governor with a mask on.
What the fuck? All right, that
Gets
is
better.
That is a real nightmare.
Absolutely.
Same.
So I have a can of Lysol and a.
Stay away, bitch.
It's a can of bitch be gone.
I have Lysol and a freaking dishcloth, and I just start spraying this down, and I run over to the governor, him,
Not chloroform.
and I put it over her face and eat her out in the hall. Like, freak, bye, deal with her,
I can't
him.
believe this. This is great.
person. This
is
is, and then
fucking great.
I run back in, or then I'm like, okay, these people are taking care of whatever, and I take off running to find the cellar that I was planning on, and then I woke up.
You should have been writing that down. That could have been some sort of weird.
Oh no, this was
I don't-
live. It's this total
Good.
reaction time.
You're gonna need to write that.
I
out.
really want it.
Yeah.
Okay, so those who
That's gonna be some kind of funny beyond a meme. It's gonna be
This
like a little
happens.
video.
needs to be
that-
animation.
Oh, and she's
So-
gonna be in it. She's
Yes.
gotta hide under the bed.
So
Oh,
here's
it was
here's the
scary.
thing: is
So
we are
scary.
restreamed on SolidStateRadio.net.
Yes.
I want to hear from the listeners that hear this story,
Oh.
and I want your first impressions. Don't think; just send it to us on Facebook. And don't make this weird. Facebook.com.
And can I just add to that? I am
Yes.
not a very political person, even though I do get into like small town politics. Even though I don't want to, but I'm always like, I gotta fight for this
Yes.
when it happens. But I really don't get into a lot of it. I kind of just do my thing, mind my own, and then so for me to have that kind of a dream, and I'm not violent
And for her to
either.
repeat it.
and
She's
I'm not
violent.
I'm
She's
not a
not
violent,
violent.
I'm not a
She's fine.
violent person, so I'm just like, what happened? No fake stir or fried rice before bed. No
Made out
more.
of cauliflower or something.
No, it was just
That's
chicken, just
no,
the
get
main
into your
stuff.
belly, you
yeah,
know?
yeah, no.
Yeah.
So that happened. I
That is
Lysoled. I Lysoled the governor.
The governor.
So,
I'll be back.
so I shared it. You're welcome. That
Tony,
happened.
before we get so far and have to go,
Yes. Yes.
I know I asked you when we started talking about the new podcast, and we don't even have a name for it, but
Yeah.
we'll get there, right? But can you give sort of some of a quick synopsis of a time frame so
Well,
that people know what?
yeah.
We'll talk about it again on other shows, and I'm sure you'll shamelessly promote
Oh,
it.
for
I
sure.
know.
Absolutely.
It's all that cross-platform promotion stuff. But no, that's the thing is, I mean, we're looking at, and when I initially told you, it's generally the pre-production stuff, like all of the getting the look and
Right.
the marketing aspect and the
Behind
brand,
the scenes
brand,
stuff
if you
yeah.
will, theme song, merch, logo, whole nine yards.
Sure.
It takes about 3 to 6 months. And when I told you that, you're like, ha! Hold
This
my
motherfucker.
beer. This motherfucker. But no, I mean, that's the thing is, Heather, Roxann, events, stuff like that, podcast. I don't think people realize how much stuff actually goes on behind the scenes to prep for one of these shows, let alone starting
entire-
from,
yeah.
the concept
Right.
of an idea and then going through the laborious task of bringing this thing to fruition and going, okay, we're going live in 5, 4,
Right.
3, 2, and we're off to the races. So, developing this stuff behind the scenes, it just takes a lot of work. And sometimes it's tedious because when you're not feeling creative, yet you're working on deadline.
Absolutely.
That's a motherfucker because if you're like, okay, well, by the end of this month, we're going to go drop live and drop a teaser. Well, we still don't even have a brand or a label or an
Sure.
icon for what the show is going to be.
And I had asked because obviously that's not my area of expertise. I've been on your show, but as a guest,
Yeah.
so I didn't have any idea what kind of a time frame we were talking about. So we haven't really said anything besides what the concept of this show
Right.
was. So I just thought we'd throw that out there. There's not even a name for it, although Dr. Roxann might be a good thing. I'm just kidding. I just think that there's a few people who would really be entertained by,
Yeah.
Rock
Yeah.
my socks. Rocks my socks. Sorry. Anyway,
rock 'em,
I'm
sock
fired.
'em. No,
I'm
kidding.
fired.
So, thanks so
Yeah,
much.
as soon as we find out though, and you have
Yeah,
an
of
actual
course.
date, we will definitely start posting about it and getting you guys involved so you can join on, because there's a lot of people out there,
Yeah.
whether they realize it or not, that need to hear this stuff, need to
And we're gonna
heal,
try to
need
be
to
entertaining
learn.
at the same time on some level.
Of course.
There we go. So we'll keep you guys posted on that, and definitely be shamelessly promoting all over. You know this.
Absolutely.
So we thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for coming and hanging out
Thanks
with
for
us,
having me.
Roxann.
I
Polka.
love it.
I said it quickly. There we go. Polka. So, all right. Thank you so much. We look forward to being here again next Thursday. Thanks everybody who has tuned in, hung out. What?
Like, share, subscribe.
Like,
Hit
share,
that
subscribe.
notification bell.
And don't forget to make it weird.